You already know personalization works. You've seen it yourself. When you speak to a lead using what they actually told you about their situation, their timeline, their goals, their reasons why, they convert at a higher rate every time. The thing is, that only works up to a certain point. You start running ads, referrals come in, the team grows, and the business has to systemize. And when businesses scale, that personal touch is usually the first thing to go, because keeping it as it is just too time consuming and inconsistent from person to person. So, what's the answer? This is whoever your team or whoever on your team communicates with the lead. It could be the closer, the account manager, the person who actually reads the form intake responses, or whoever was on the discovery or sales call. What makes them so good at converting is they remember what the lead told them. They use it, they reference the lead's situation back to them in their own language and words, and the lead feels like you understand their specific situation better than they do. That's a thing we want to replicate in follow-ups. Not just the words, the intent behind them to stay relevant. So here's where it breaks down. One person's context, you've got 100 leads, you've got the team handling follow-ups, but they weren't on the call, they don't have the full picture. And even with the best SOPs in the world, something gets lost in translation. Leads that go warm, go quiet, not because they weren't interested, because the follow-up they received was just too generic. It could have been written by anyone or for anyone, or even worse, just no follow-up at all. So here's where Cognenta comes in. Cognenta connects directly into your CRM. It reads your notes, even the rough ones, and uses what's already in there to craft follow-up messages that sound like they came from you or your best sales rep personally. So it could be the intake form answers, the scoping call notes, the objections that they raised. Cognenta reads all of it and builds outreach around their specific situation, including the follow-ups. Here's an example.
Hey Joe, it's Terry from Fitness Hero. Just checked out your application, man, and I love where your head's at. You're clearly not after average. You want that heavy duty, untouchable kind of size and power. If you're up for it, I'd be happy to walk you through how the program could match that mindset, no pressure at all. We can just talk options and see if it actually feels like your kind of fight.
That voice note wasn't pre-recorded by anyone. That was actually a personalized AI voice note. And that's what I mean when I say a digital clone. It's not a template, it's not a mail merge with different tags and spin text. It's a message that sounds like someone took the time to personally follow up with the relevant context of the situation. And we're not limited to just one channel. Cognenta delivers personalized emails, SMS, WhatsApp messages, voice notes, voicemail drops, all in your tone, all referencing what the specific lead told you, and drops them straight back into your CRM, ready to review and send for every lead in your pipeline. Or once you've set it up, running on autopilot. So outreach going out, leads being followed up with, pipeline stays warm while your team is focused on closing, not chasing. You don't need new tools, you don't need to download anything. It works inside what you already use, and once it's set up, there's literally minimal tweaks needed after that. But think about it from what it looks like from the other side, right? Your lead filled out the form, they answered the questions, told you about their situation and why they're interested, and they went quiet, waiting back to hear from you. What they usually get is a generic sequence, something clearly automated, something that makes them feel like entry number 47 on the list. Or maybe you have a sales rep book a discovery call, and again, email sequences that aren't personalized to the lead. What Cognenta sends them is different. It references what they actually said. It speaks to their specific timeline and specific concern. And even if the lead hasn't provided much data, the follow-ups are crafted in a way that still feels personalised and meaningful for them to proceed further along the pipeline. That's what moves the numbers. Better reply rates, better show up rates, better conversions, not because of cleverer copy, but because people respond when they feel like you actually paid attention and took the time to personalize the follow-up, even if you haven't. So that's Cognenta. That's the personal touch at scale, while your team is focused on what actually closes deals. If you want to see what this looks like built from a real lead in your pipeline for your specific business, click the link below and we'll show you live what it looks like.